Okay, B'siyata Dishmai, we're continuing the gates of the Baal Shem Tov, and we have here from Sefer HaMa'amarim, Ben HaTorot Sha'admor HaZaken. Says like this, the Admor HaZaken says, בהקדמה הכללית עמד הבעל שם טוב נשמתו עדן על קדושת לידתו של הגוף היהודי ללא חילוק עם זכר או נקבה. In the beginning of the introductions, the Baal Shem Tov spent a lot of time explaining how holy the birth of a Jewish body is. No difference between men or women here. The Jewish body. Baal Shem Tov הרחיב מאוד בדיבורו, spoke in length about this with immense clarity and precision. הסביר את האהבה האלוקית הקדושה של הקדוש ברוך הוא לבני ישראל. And he explained how deep this godly love that Hashem has for the people, the children of Israel. האהבה של השם יתברך לבני ישראל אינה רק לנשמה היהודית. The love that Hashem has for the Jew is not just for the Jewish soul, right? This is a big chiddush of the Baal Tanya that he brought to us from the Baal Shem Tov, right? That we think, Ata bachartanu, you picked us. Hey, we're talking about the soul. We're all a bunch of human beings, and the Jewish soul got picked. No. כי אם גם לגוף היהודי והאהבה אלוקית היא לכל מי שנולד יהודי בלי שום הבדל. It is for the body of the Jew and the soul of the Jew, but the body of the Jew and the love that God has for every single person that was born Jew, there's no difference. Religious, not religious, Sephardi, Ashkenazi, this country, that country, doesn't matter. You came out of a Jewish woman, Hashem is madly in love with you. That's it. מגאון הגאונים עד לפשוט הפשוטים. From the greatest great in his mind to the most simple yid possible. את גאון הגאונים אין הקדוש ברוך הוא אוהב יותר מהפשוטים. The biggest tzaddik in the world, Hashem doesn't love him more than he loves the biggest rasha in the world. He actually happens to love them equally, right? Might not want to give so much bracha to the rasha, it doesn't mean he doesn't love him, right? One child misbehaves in your house, it doesn't mean you love him less than the other child that's behaving. It doesn't mean that the one that behaves, you love him more than the other child that's misbehaving. You love them both. ואת היהודי הפשוט שבפשוטים אין הקדוש ברוך הוא אוהב פחות חס ושלום מאשר את הגאון הגאונים. Here we see Hashem loves every single Jew. It's important no matter what level you're on, and he loves your body, not just your neshama. This was brought down to us, right? That, for example, if you said that Hashem chose the Jewish people for their souls, so then there's no real choice here, right? Why? Because if you look at a bunch of apples in a bowl, and you take this apple over that apple, in the end, what do you want to eat? An apple. Not really a decision here. A bowl of apples, you pick an apple and you eat it. But if you have apples and oranges and you pick the apple, you're making a decision that I do not want oranges, I want apples, right? All of the human beings, so to say, look the same. What was the big thing that Hashem said, oh, this group of people that came from that person, Avram, that's who I want? There's no real choice there. We're all just humans. But the second Hashem picked us and not any other nation, it was like he, so to say, picked an apple and not an orange. The body, not just the soul. I want this whole being is what I'm picking. Everything about him, from the soul to the body. Next source. The next source comes from Ayom Yom. Yudbet Kislev. Who wrote the Yom Yom? Rashab? Rabbi Rayatz?
It was the writings of the Rayatz collected by the Rav tribe.
The writings of the Rayatz collected? Oh, I thought it was the generation before that.
The Rav tribe was the one that was Misader, the Yom.
He made HaYom Yom. Yeah, there was no book called HaYom Yom before that.
There was a collection of his father-in-laws.
But there wasn't a book called HaYom Yom before that. Okay. Mekubal biyadenu B'Shem Moreno Baal Shem Tov. It's written there in Hayom Yom on the 12th day of Kislev. We have a Kabbalah, we have a tradition that we received from the Baal Shem Tov. כששומעים דבר לא טוב על אחד מישראל, when you hear something not good said about a Jew, גם אם אין מכירים אותו, even if you don't know that Jew, צריך להצטער צער רב. You should take immense pain in that. כי אחד מהם הוא בוודאי לא טוב. כי אחד מהם הוא בוודאי לא טוב. אם אמת הדבר שמספרים על פלוני, if what that person is saying is true about that person, they did this bad thing, they were bad, הלא הוא לא טוב. So that's not good. It means the person's not good. ואם אינו אמת, הלא המספר נמצא במצב לא טוב. And if it's not true, then the person that's saying it is in a bad situation. I kind of don't understand this because we were just talking about the Lashon Hara. Even if it is true, the Mesaper is not good. But either way, what we're saying here, if the person's guilty of what you said, that's not good. You should take pain in that. And if he's not guilty, then the person that told you he was guilty is guilty of it. And then you should take pain in that. So no matter what, if you hear something bad about a Jew, you should feel bad. Why? Because it's either that person has a problem with another Jew and he's a liar and he's saying something bad, or the other Jew did something really bad and that doesn't feel good. It shouldn't be nice to hear it. We have to be careful with Lashon Hara, also not to accept things, definitely not to repeat things. We're learning a lot about Lashon Hara recently here in this Beit Midrash. Don't open your mouth about Jews. Don't talk about Jews. It's better. Whether you think they're Rishayim or not, just don't do it. Next little Torah here for the day of the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov ala Torah. In Likutei Torah, from the Baal Shem Tov, he brings from the Maharan Mipshvarsk. D'ine kasher ha'yetzer hara ole lamala u'mastin chas v'shalom al isha Yisraeli. When the Yetzer Hara, when the Satan goes up above and starts to make claims against the Jewish person, אינו נחשב כל כך, כי הוא רק עד אחד. Doesn't count so much because he's just one testifier, he's just one witness. והתורה אמרה, על פי שני עדים יקום דבר. The Torah says the rule for testimony, the rule for testifying against another person is two witnesses, and he's only one. על כן, ממתין היצר הרע עד שהוא מוצא עוד איזה איש אשר הוא מלשין, הוא מדבר לשון הרע על חברו, ואז הוא מצטרף עצמו עם האיש הזה להעיד עליו. The Yetzer Hara is not stupid. He knows that if he goes up to Shamayim by himself to snitch on you, Hashem is not going to listen to him. So what does he do? Before even going to snitch on you, he just waits for another person that wants to talk about you, or you want to talk about someone else. Now he waits for that testimony, he attaches himself up to that, and then he goes up to snitch. Now I have another person who wants to talk. Another Jew wants to talk Lashon Hara. He's a kosher ed. Now we're two edim. Let's go snitch on this person. Meaning the Yetzer Hara can't do it without another Jew that wants to talk bad about his brother. וזהו שהזהיר הכתוב, אל תשט ידך עם רשע להיות עד חמאס. This is what the pasuk said. Don't put out your hand to be with a rasha, to be with a wicked person, meaning a person who wants to go against Torah, to snitch, liot ed chamas, to be a destructive, stealing, thieving testifier, witness. Hainu im Yetzer Hara. Don't put out your hand with a rasha. Who's the rasha here? Don't put out your hand, don't join the Yetzer Hara to go snitch against Jews. It's only ever him. He's the only one that's really ever going to do it. Don't be his partner in it. Ad kan lashon, up until here is the words of the Baal Shem Tov. Ustamo kefirusho sheze ne'emar b'shem Baal Shem Tov. It's simple that this was said in the name of the Baal Shem Tov. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll fit in one more because the next one's like really long. One more. This comes from Otzar HaChaim and Parashat Kedoshim, and it's a reason for a mitzvah ve'ahavta. Perush pasuk ve'ahavta l'recha. We have a commandment: you should love your fellow as yourself. K'mo she'ata titnaeg im re'echa be'ahava v'achdud. Like you should treat your friend with love and with unity. Kamocha ani Hashem. Ve'ahavta l'recha. Kamocha ani Hashem is the pasuk. You shall love your fellow like yourself. I am God. Comes the Baal Shem Tov in his amazing way, like he always does. There's no vowels, there's no punctuation in the Torah, just letters. No problem. How does Baal Shem Tov read this? Ve'ahavta l'recha. You shall love your friend, and according to how you act with love and unity to your friend, kamocha ani Hashem. So too I am God. Shani ihyeh kamocha. I Hashem will be like you. Vu besod Hashem tzilecha. This is the secret what we learned before here in this book. Hashem is your shadow. Hashem is your shadow, meaning when you move your arm, Hashem's going to move his in the same way. You act with loving kindness, Hashem acts with you with loving kindness. So to here, you act with your friend with love and unity, Hashem will act to you with love and unity. נתבהר בדברי מרן אלוקי הבעל שם טוב, it was explained in the holy words of the Baal Shem Tov, שכמו שאדם מתנהג למטה עם חברו ורעו באהבה ומידות טובות, כך יתנהג עמו מלך עליון. How you treat people down here with love and unity, so too the supernal king will act with you. כמו הצל שכל תנועה שאדם עושה, כך עושה הצל כנגדו, כן הוא יתברך עם האדם. Like your shadow, that no matter what you do, your shadow will copy you, so too Hashem does the same thing with mankind. וזהו ואהבת לרעך, you shall love your friend. Why? כי כמוך אני Hashem. Because like you, I am Hashem. I will act how you act. You should act with your friend with love, so I can act with you with love. להתנהג גם עמך באהבה וכל טוב. To treat you also with love and all good. בעזרת השם יתברך.